Oh, it feels good to be back. Woo, I missed y'all. What's up, y'all? Bringing it for the real thing. Come here. Come here. Come on. It's okay. Yes. Yes. Felt that. Felt that too. Yes. Oh my goodness, it feels good to be back. I appreciate y'all, man. I know I went missing in action, man, and it was a lot, dude. I had a lot of stuff going on. Anybody who knows me knows what was going on. I had to go get that taken care of and I had to recuperate. Today was the first day back in the gym. Felt good being back in camp, helping everybody, so but now we back because people been hitting my line and everything. Shout out to Gentleman Giles, man. My God, Joe Giles. That's my dude. He's like, man, I watched this dude. You been the gun, man. This is what I be watching. And I appreciate it so much, man. I appreciate it so much from him, man. Also, my guy Chop Two Shop. Oh my God. Chop, man. Chop, that's my guy. I just got off the phone. He was like, yo, you live yet? I said, oh, I gotta fix some stuff. I gotta set everything up real quick. I should have said 9, but everything's set up thanks to Uncle She. Shout out to our sponsors, Raw Vegan, El Paso, Route 1, Big Roy. You know what it is, man. Oh man, Charm by Shay, shout out to all our sponsors for all the love, man, definitely. But let's go ahead and get to this. Let's really start talking. Everybody saw the title of the show. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. Kind of saving that for last. There's a climax to this thing. Alright? We're gonna do that. But let's start talking about the Better BF of all. It's a lot of controversy. And now we back to that old adage about, oh, it's a robbery, it's a robbery, it's a robbery. Everybody always take any fight that they disagree with as a robbery. And you gotta remember, I came from fights like watching my guy Sweet Pea get robbed multiple times, watching my close friend Mike Fox get robbed. Those are real robberies. I always say this, those are real robberies. That was a close fight, but what I don't like is how they made it that all because Better Be Able was coming forward, they just gave him rounds. Because that's how the score, when you look at the scorecard, that's how it looked. And you can't do that. Because if you're just going to judge off of coming forward, then it's just the new undisputed game. Just throw these power shots coming forward. If you're getting outboxed, you still want to run because you do a power shot. It don't work that way. Because in my opinion, I could see Bivol winning that. Because Bivol, the way he set it up, Better BF has a thing that he do where he walk and he take a walk, right? He take you on a stroll. And when you do that, he'll come and he'll throw these bricks. And Bivol picked up on it and can't. Because you could tell when he took the walk, as soon as he took the walk, you're taught in boxing, never follow a man when he walks. Because that sets you up for the brick. So what he would do is follow Better BF, keep his back foot planted, move his left foot here, and then just step from there. And then throw it, boom, boom, boom. A lot of Russian, Eastern European fighters, they throw a lot of straight out, boom, like 1-2-1, 1-2-4, 1-2, things like that. They do a lot, boom, 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 boom. And they sometimes they'll end a lot of stuff back on a hard jab instead of just, okay, touch. And he would do it every time. Watch the replay. Every time you'll see Better Be Able to go and take his walk, he'll just shoot the ball. Yeah. Step his foot, boom, boom, just jump right into him. You can't sit there and take it from him because, oh, well, he didn't come forward. And it's like, you don't want him to stand there and get banged on. You can't sit there and let him stand there and get banged on. Because if you do that, then what? Then he fights stupid. So it doesn't make sense to. I'm just letting people know I'm on. People like, you on yet? Yes, I'm on. There's so many people here be like, yo, you on? Yeah, man, I'm on. Come on in. Like, shoot whatever stuff you want, So I personally could see the fight going either way. And I could get it, but at the same time, we're not gonna. If I really feet to the fire, think about it. Bivol won that, in my opinion, because he he tamed them. He kept them under control for the most part for certain parts until, late when you started to see Better be able to start throwing those bricks. But Bivol fought back and kept him, all right, get this guy off you, which means he still fought the champ. He still, both of them are champions, but he fought the champ. I got to get him off. I got to get this guy off me. So it's just how the game go, man. Who knows? They're gonna fight again, probably make double the money that they made. So but I just side note, I feel really bad for Bivol because he's done with outside the ring issues as well. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't see because it done turned from boxing news into mainstream news with his ex-wife and always want money and the kids and then releasing injuries that he may or may not have had or still ailing with. And it's like, keep telling you young fighters, man, look at this stuff, man. Look what's going on around you. It ain't hard. It ain't hard. It really ain't that difficult to check. Like it really ain't to see what's out here. Like you see what you're dealing with, and you trust your gut feeling when you're around these girls, man. Till you find that woman. Trust your gut, man, because if it ain't with it, step off. Because now, look at Bivol. Now you in this situation. You got kids. You got the divorce. And she wants this and wants that. And then you're distracted. You're dealing with out of the ring stuff. And it's like, bro, I don't have time for this. But you looked on the brighter side and stuck around there. It's unfortunate, but it's how it goes. It's how it goes, So I admire the Jordan Plants and Miguel Cotto's wife, Teresa Tapia, Tiffany Wild, and my mom, things like that. I admire, my aunt. I admire those women. Big Shug, admire those women. That really, they really, they don't care about. Yeah, my husband can fight. He makes money. They care about, is he going to be the man that I have now when he chooses not to step through those ropes anymore? That's the real. Those are the women. Never forget, my Uncle Marshall told me. He said, "Champy, when you see these guys come out with all these guys with them. You see these guys with all these women around, and you see when they come out the entrance, where they got all these dudes with them." He said, "You don't need all them people around you for one, because all of them want some money. But even when you slide, let's say you slip a punch or you take a punch, whatever punch you slip that could have been really bad, look around you. See whatever shot you take physically, see who took it emotionally. Look around you, see who took it emotionally. Those people you need around you." Like I told y'all before in that previous episode, I ain't care who feelings it hurt. I told that dude, I care, I really care, bro. I swear, man, Junior, man, yeah, it's easy to get. You came around when he was making six figures. Bet you do care. You left your mans to go ahead and dick pull him. You left your guy, and then you conned your way into being into all these other people's corners and making this money that you're making. And you never once even sparred to know what this really like to tell. You never even once went through a camp. All you did in camp was just walk around, talk, and eat. It's easy to care when he's making 1.5 million a fight. It's easy to care. It's very easy. Very, very easy. But you came around when he started making six figures. You wasn't around during the $700, $900 fights. When he had that confidence like that in himself. He's calling certain people at certain times of night for that reassurance and letting him, man, you got this. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to be changed. He know who he is. And and I never, that always stuck with me. With my Uncle Marshall, they said, whatever punch you take physically, look around you, see who takes it emotionally. Look around you. That tells you all you need to know. So it's just unfortunate Bivol has to deal with that right now. But I believe that he ain't make it this far dealing with that stuff. He's dealing with it even before this fight, way a few fights before this. So he's a very stoic man in how he carries himself. So I have no doubt he'll be fine and he'll be all right. But moving on to Tim Tszyu. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that shit, bro? Oh my fucking god! Did y'all see when he was hit? Oh my! Talk about getting the money up. Another fighter hitting me. Hold on. Yes, I'm live. All right, like man, this. You talk about effing the money up. You want to talk about effing the money up? That was the Tim Tszyu fight. Let's really unpack this. First, let's talk about the fight. He came out there. He didn't even try to feel the boy out. I never give. I thought the same thing Dad thought. As soon as we were, Dad like, man, he jumping in there banging on this boy. He ain't even trying to see wait, like feel this kid out. See what's he ain't even fight him and walk on to see what this kid. Going right on. He just jumped right on through all these breaks. He must have thought this was just a guy with a belt. You know how that goes. Sometimes it's just a guy with a belt, and this is a guy to get you a belt. There. This is what I mean when I say, and it's no disrespect to no fighter, because I always say they made it to where I wish I could have. I wish I could have stayed healthy enough from how everybody said my talent was to make it. So it's no disrespect to nobody, but that's just how the game is. They will look at certain guys and say, we got to get you a belt, Tim. We got to get you a belt back. So that'll be good for contention for the Spence Fondor winner. And so, that'll be good because not only would you fight for your belt again, but you'll fight for your old belt again, but you'll fight for a unified. That'll make more money. So we need to find a guy. We got this guy. All right, cool. Let's look at this record. Oh, okay. This should be a good one. He's going to come to fight you on. Oh, yeah, this is a guy. A guy with a belt to get you back on your belt. Because it was little to no fanfare for this guy. Correct? Let's go to this guy's box rec, man. Let's go to this guy's box rec real quick. Oh, add. Put my rehab ball down. There he is. Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and unpack this real quick. We're gonna dive into this. Let's really dive into this real quick. Okay. We're gonna go to his box. There it is, his box rec. All right. All right, Murtaza Aliyev, 23-0, 17 knockouts. I was about to say 20. I was about to say 21. 23, 17 knockouts. He got his belt. Wow. Wow. So he's only had a few in the past few years, a few decisions. So let's really unpack this, y'all. They throw you in there with this guy. You go in there, and every time he hit Tim Tszyu, it wasn't no, I'm hurt. You wobble, or you roll, you bicycle back to the ropes, get it together. Damn it, come on, shit, get it together. Wasn't none of that. Every time he hit Tszyu, he disconnected his whole body. Like every time he hit him, just drop. I mean, everything would just disconnect. He drop every time, drop, drop. Like every time he would hit him, only one time I saw him hit him where he was trying to stay, and I mean his leg lifting off the ground. I was like, God damn, what the hell is this boy hitting with? And I mean, he was hurting Tszyu badly, but it broke my heart to see Tszyu in the back when they interviewed him. He said, "What the F happened?" And he was telling the reporters, I don't recall. Like he didn't recall barely anything about the fight. And then he didn't recall much. And then the little that he did recall, he was like, man, what the F happened, bro? Like, what happened? Because he knew that this really effed up a lot for him. He knew the magnitude of this whole event. But I see people going at Tim Tszyu's team. I always say, know your fighter well. Know him better than he knows himself. Know if your fighter doesn't have a lot of confidence in itself, you got to really build it up little by little. Know if your fighter is, you know, a pit bull that you can just sick him on anybody. He won't it. Because then you got to pull the reins on him and save him. Because you're like, not right now. You not. It don't mean that you some trash. It don't mean that you this or that. But I don't want you with that guy yet. You got to develop a little more first. Then we'll put you on in there with that guy. And that fighter has to grow that humbleness within himself to be like, oh, I get it. I understand. I get it. He's like, oh, it does. I get it over time. Hey, what's up? What's up, y'all? Well, Tito. So you gotta understand that. You gotta know what fighter you have. Tim Tszyu is like his dad. He got his dad's mental makeup. We know that. Okay. We know that he has his dad's mental makeup. It's a beautiful thing. But let's really break down everything that has led us to this. Let's go back to the Fondora fight. He wasn't supposed to fight. And that's as crazy as that fight was. People are forgetting he was never supposed to fight Fondora. Fondora was on the card, but he was on the under. He was on the co-main. So when everything happened, they went to Tim Tszyu and they asked him. They said, hey, you want to stop this? But you got to remember, when all of this happened, it was 3 weeks, 2 weeks before the fight. It's like, man, all the networks done paid all the. From what I was told, Tim Tszyu looked at it as, we're back home in Australia. They done paid all this money. But like, the TV rights, a lot of people, he looking at the pressure on himself. Like, man, everybody backing me. So the whole Australia's coming to watch me. No, we're going to do this. Who can we move in? All right, Fondor. All right, let's do it. Then he gets cut. And for what I was told, that somebody was like in the corner, hey, you want to stop it? Because if you stop it, you're going to win on the scorecard, something like that. And he said, no, it's early in the fight. Man, these people paid their money. Just to give you an example of how that happens and how it can happen, I've seen it. So let's start with where I saw it. There was a fight in our area. You know how you had Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward? How everybody was like, man, we can't wait for that fight. If that fight ever happens, oh my goodness, right? Well, in our area, we had our own Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward in our area. It was Jimmy Lane and Tony Jetta. This all gonna make sense. Just follow me when it goes to the Tim Tszyu thing. Just follow me. If you understand, remember what I just said about Tim Tszyu telling him, no, we got to let the fight go and all this stuff twice. Once before when they could have canceled the card, and once during the fight when he had to cut. Jimmy Lane's fighting Tony Jetta. Tony Jetta starts trying to go to the body of Jimmy Lane. Remember, Jimmy Lane fought on the early Contender series. He really had like a lot of connections with Dundee and Sylvester Stallone, Jackie Callan, Ray Leonard, So when he got out of his contract, he started fighting at George Mason. I used to be on that campus all the time. So you would be at the Patriot Center. So Pace will be packed with Jimmy Lane loyalists in there, for Jimmy's fights. So Tony Jetta's fighting. He starts to hit Jimmy Lane a little low. And as he starts to hit him a little low, he hit him low again. If I remember, Steve Smoker was the referee. And where I'm sitting, I'm like, Tony Jetta's corner's right here. And Jimmy Lane's corner straight ahead. So I could see both pretty good and see what's going on in each corner. So the bell rings. I think he took a point away from Tony Jetta. It's been so long. I want to say he did. Steve Smoker walks to Jimmy Lane's corner. Jimmy Lane's sitting there, and Jimmy Lane's like pushing his cup, and he had his hand on the rope, and he put his other hand on the cup, pushing the cup, and then Steve Smoker says, Jimmy, hey, if he hits you low again, I'm stopping it. And Jimmy Lane go, I could get my father right thing to tell you. He was like, we looking, and he go, no, don't stop it, don't stop it. And it's like, oh, these people here, man, don't stop it. We could literally see Jimmy like this with the other arm on the rope. And he's like, and he's looking up. His father's right here. He's looking up at Steve Smoker, and he's telling him. He's looking up at Steve Smoker, telling him, don't stop this thing, right? And then the classic fight that went on happened. Now, take that. Now, let's put it times 20 on that magnitude and bring it back to Tim Tszyu. So, of course, Tim Tszyu was going to say, if you've seen it on a level, because Jimmy Lane fought at some high levels, Tony Jarrett fought at some high levels, but nowhere near the magnitude that Tim Tszyu is fighting at. So now he does really put that same mental mentality, that same mental makeup, and be like, yo, I'm not, this just don't make sense. I don't want to, mess up the money. He got TVs and sponsors backing us now, man. Oh, there go the wife. And he's like, oh, I don't want to mess up the money. It's a lot of backing me right now because it was a big, big deal for him. And now he fights, he gets the cut. Hey, yo, you on the scorecards? Let's go stop me. Or, no, man. These people paid their money. And then what persisted. Then we got that cut. He moves on. He loses the belt. The cut doesn't fully recover after that, which cancels his other fight. Now you get this kid. And to me, it's like, okay, you get this fight, and now they throw you in there with this guy who I bet you they didn't have a lot of tape on, who I bet you they didn't think he hit that as hard as he hit compared to his competition. And they thought, oh, he ain't never been on this level with a guy like Tim. Tim's going to blast him. And that just totally effed everything up. Just ruined it. Just ruined everything because now not only the damage that he took his last fight, but the damage he really took in them 3-4 rounds. It's like, is this kid going, it's now you got to really think about it mentally. You got to deal with him mentally as well. So I really feel bad for Tim Tszyu, man. I really, 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 really do, man. I really, really do. All right. Let's get to the title of the show. It's ginger ale hitting. This vitamin water and ginger ale hitting hard, bro. All right. Y'all ain't gonna. A lot of people ain't gonna like what I'm gonna say. They gonna act like I ain't never gave Devin love and before whatever. But we gonna keep it tall. I don't really care how nobody feel about it. This is just my Junior the Golden Boy, my personal opinion. Yeah, hey! Oh! My Hillcrest bloodline in here. My little cousin, Frankie Scarborough, man. I treat this guy like he family, like he's my little cousin, man. He fought. If you have not watched this fight, y'all, if you have not watched this tape, go to Pro. Of course, it's gonna probably air on it's already gonna air on YouTube on Wednesday. But go watch if you have the Pro Box app. It's free. Go and watch co-main event, Francois Scarborough Jr. versus Wayne Pretty Boy Batman Lawrence. You will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. And I know Pro Box want both of them back because, Lord, they put on a hell of a show. They shut the place down. They shut that joint down. I always tell people, when you come here and you're coming to a fight here and it's at Rosecroft, prepare for anything. Prepare for anything, because when you at Rosecroft, that's like our StubHub Center. You know how all them fights used to be on ESPN or Showtime, and it'd be at the StubHub, and it will always be these wild wars and stuff. That's Rosecroft is like our StubHub, for real. I mean, for real. Wars, man. I could tell you some stories, but let's still stay on it, man. Let's stay on it, man. But man, shout out to my teammate Chaz. So proud of you, man. You behave like a fighter through and through. Get some rest. You more than deserve it, man. Love you, big cousin Silk, man. All right, so Devin files a lawsuit on Ryan about everything, yada yada yada. And I have tried my best to stay away from this, you know, stay away from this whole thing. And I had haters on my comments. And you got the haters on my comments. I was talking about Lamont, and people are so stupid nowadays. They don't know simple topic comprehension. That they had something to say, and I try to play it up because there's so many people that care about me that I'm like, I don't have to say nothing to you. People gonna wind up trying to find out where you at, like in the comments. So next thing you know, somebody in the comments and he got a fake page running their mouth, and I'm like, do y'all not understand? All I was asked was, what do I think about how Lamont's gonna fight? And I'm like, Lamont's gonna show up. He's gonna show up, and I will not be surprised that he makes everybody jaw drop with his performance because they know each other well and they fought each other. I think they're 11 or 12. I remember. I think it was the JOs. So it's you gotta. That's how I'm looking at it. You know. But let's get back to that in a minute. Let's go back to this Devin thing. I had people feeling some type of, oh well, so you cool with the guy juicing and doing this to him? I'm like, little do they know, I took pharmacology, so I know, bro. Let's really talk about this because this ain't gonna be too many more smiles as I start talking about this. When you are on something, and I'll use myself as an example with my situation. A lot of times you need a medication to get into your system over time for you to start feel the effects, for it to start to benefit you in whatever way, right? So they say that this kid did not test positive at all for the whole 10, 12 weeks camp, whatever, 8 weeks, whatever. It was only until the day before, and it was minuscule amounts to where it couldn't really do much of anything, correct? Cool. And I remember, I'm not gonna say the guy's name, but I remember a guy coming up to me and he said, oh, so you got sickle cell, so what's your hemoglobin like at the lowest? And I told him, he said, what is it at the highest? I said, like 9.2. It's like 8.0, something like that. 8.0 to like 9.2, 9.3. He said, oh, that's like right on the women's one. That's because the man was a little bit higher. So if you was to take like EPO, it'll probably boost it to the normal level and you'll look clean. And I said, man, I couldn't do that, man. My honor and who my dad is, I couldn't, and my family is, I couldn't do that, man. That's just me, right? But like for instance, me, I just got a blood transfusion. I got it last week. I'm starting to feel the effects of it like 2-3 days after it, and it's starting to really kick in now, and it's Monday. And I got it in the middle of the week last week. So it needs time. Anything that goes in your system needs a certain amount of time for your body to have taken it, get adjusted to it. We move on. Correct? Cool. We're on it. Everybody good on that? We're moving on. Now, go back for reference. Go back and look at this 30 for 30 with Carl Lewis, Ben Johnson. They were track stars in the 80s. Ben Johnson, Pops Dirty, whatever, right? And one of the women who was on his Canadian track team said, oh, by the time we got to the world championships or we got to the Olympics, when we got to any of these tournaments, we were months off drugs. She said, not months, we were weeks off of drugs. So we would be, basically, she's saying you will be off of it. By that time, you had no reason to take it. By the time you get to making it to fight time or track time, you're peaking. Now you have fighters, you want to see them peak around them 4 days out. That week out, you want to see them peaking. And when you do that, that's when that fighter starts to turn that corner. By that time, hey, whatever in this system, all the work that's been done, all of that's going to be at its peak form and helping them to his best ability at that point. So I'm trying to figure out what there was no benefit for him at all. And yes, there is, you still in a bad sport that anything can happen, permanent damage, things like that. But we're talking about at best a weight loss, and what benefit was it gonna get for him to throw his left hook that has already been the same left hook he been throwing that you couldn't get away from? But yet you filed a lawsuit on this guy, which to me, people like, it's this is so soft as putty these days. It's softer than baby shit these days. I swear. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Uncle Nesto. I'm sorry, but it's so soft nowadays with this map. It did where I'm coming from with it. If your name isn't Miguel Angel Cotto, I don't want to hear nothing about filing a lawsuit. If your name is not Miguel Angel Cotto versus Antonio Margarita, I want to hear nothing about filing a lawsuit. You know why? Let's go back, shall we? This is a guy who got in there, took a beating. He took a beating against Margarito, and Margarito had pure horse hairs on. I never forget what Cotto's father said. He said, I boxed in the Navy and I saw things, but I've never seen nothing like that before. Well, we got my son to the hospital and he's bleeding out of his eyeballs, like water or tears coming out of his eyes, and it's blood. Blood's coming out of his ears, his nose, his eyes. And you gotta think he had pure horse hairs on. And for people who don't know, if they never wore Reyes's, when you have Reyes gloves on, I was showing my teammate, Jameer Hutchinson, Too Sharp, Sharpie. I was showing him in the dressing room today. I said, I have a pair given to me from my little cousin Trey that are foam, safe tech. You know how Reyes now have a safe tech, right? It's like, it's still real, it's foam, but not as thick as, Rival or Power Lock. It's really, really thin, but it's foam. And then I said, now give me your glove. And then I said, yours is pure horsehair. You see how it's been. I said, but the real telltale is flip the glove open. He was like, what? And he said, what's all them sick? I never noticed that. All the times I wore, right? He said, I never noticed that. I said, see all these sixes right here? He said, what does that mean? I said, the sixes are the rounds. Horse hairs are so broken down as the fight goes on that a commissioner could look at your glove and say, let's say you want to use them again. We know that don't happen in the United States, but let's say I think you could still do that in other countries, but you have sixes there, and let's say you fight a 6 round, they supposed to mark it off. You fight a 12 round, they mark 2 of the sixes off. So you can do 3 12-round fights with these horsehair resins, but they break down to where you can't use them anymore. And they're, worn out. And I showed him, I flipped his glove like the knuckle, and he could see how dense he was, like, because the glove that he wore, he fought and he dropped the guy. Like, he would do some good shots on the guy. So you see how it's a little more dented here? He was like, yeah, so take that with Antonio Margarito, with Cotto. And you got to remember, Margarito has plaster on he has a wraps already feel like a cast when it's wrapped right, already feel like a cast. Then you put that on top. Then you put some horseheads on. We ain't dealing with Power Lock. He ain't putting on grants. He's putting on pure horsehead. And he's breaking Cotto down. Because I don't care when nobody say that fight changed Cotto for life. And you got to think what his wife had to go through with building him back up physically and mentally after that fight. Because I don't care what nobody says, after that fight, Cotto was never the same. He would still get you out of there. He'll still get you up out of there. But he was not that seek and destroy guy like that no more. And I really believe it was because of that beating that he took. Yeah, he took some shots leading up, especially at 140, but some fights at 140, but that one was different. That beating was rough. And what did Cotto do? He stood up, got his wind up, got up off the stool, walked over, grabs Tony, by the face, gives him a kiss on the cheek, pats him on his face with the glove, said, "You the man," and walked out with his honor, with his head high. Only to find out months later, when he goes to go fight Sugar Shane Mosley, and God rest his beautiful soul, Nazim Richardson found what he found and stopped something that could have been really horrible, because we don't really know how he Nazim Richardson thought he effed the money up, because they can arrest you right there on the spot. What you think, they don't, this guy's just been arrested with they with their stuff on, go like, yeah, take you on up out of there, like it happens. And you got to understand that what he did to him was right close to Louise Resto, Billy Collins. What if he would have did more damage to Cotto's eyes? We still don't know what the real damage was to Cotto's eyes or his brain. But he still was Miguel Angel Cotto, went to be a Hall of Famer, went to be one of the best Puerto Rican fighters, in some circles, the best Puerto Rican fighter of all time, but a piece of him stayed there that he will never get back. And now once did this guy say, okay, well, I'm going to do a lawsuit. He needs to be locked up. He said, oh, we're going to get, I got to see him. I got to see you again. I got to see you again. ASAP. And he fought Tony Margarito again. And he broke him down. He aimed for that eye and he broke that eye down, and he got his vengeance and his redemption. And he got up off the stool, walked over there, got about 3 to 5 feet away from Margaret, just stared at him. And you saw Cotto's wife, like, kind of like praising God, like, and then she blew a kiss to him, like she was so happy that everything came out good, the right way, the right people won, type of thing. I say all of that to say the raps were good, the gloves were good, but we're talking about this minuscule amount of Osterine when, oh, well, we don't know what benefit it could give him. Look, bro, go back and look at Jarrell Big Baby Miller's test. Let's talk about levels and benefits. Let's talk about real levels and benefits. Okay. Go back and look at Jarrell Big Baby Miller's. When he popped dirty, when his stuff came out, go look at these other fighters and really just know the basics of what your level supposed to be and where it is and how much stronger the fighter can estimate, how much stronger the fighter can be and everything. Because for real, whatever it gave him, it really didn't do not a damn thing, because the boy was only puffing out his chest when he would land some, and then he would get dog tired, hit the back foot and run, and then he'll suck up some wind, do another flurry, then he'll pull a tank. Like, all right, cool, Lord. Next thing you know, explode. Then he said, well, after that, you start running. Bama starts running. So whatever it could have been to give it to him, it sure wasn't giving him much of a benefit. Now, stamina-wise, and two, you can't tell me power-wise, because he was tired at a certain point. They had to regenerate that power and get that hook. So where is the benefit? Where's the benefit here? I mean, it's hard for me to accept this whole, the lawsuit and this, that, and the third, when you look at Cotto, you look at Billy Collins, you look at different people, things have happened to them in that ring, and they took it as, that was my job, it is what it is, and they walked away. It wasn't on that, it's not on that level of severity. So I can't sit there and take that and be like, oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah, go ahead, put the lawsuit. I use me as an example. I always try to use me as an example. Of course, it's not on that level, but my father do me in there with a grown man. He had a kid and everything. There's a girl in there. And I'm out boxing him. He feels a little embarrassed getting outboxed by a kid. I was 16, 17. Yeah. He felt embarrassed. So he thumbed me. Well, wasn't even, it was so freaking blatant. Oh my goodness. So I pulled back and I dipped and pulled up again. I'm like, ah. And Bubble said, whoa, come here. Go up to your father. Go to my father, dad. Like, and then you touch it. I went, like, it's like, I already could feel that fluid building up behind my eye. I'm like, oh, Lord. He said, man, go get yours. Go get that. Anybody who know how I work, man, go work. Go get that. Got it. And you don't let no man get out on you. Keep getting out on you, is you? No, sir. All right, go handle that. And I did what I did. And it's just, that's how, this is one of the few sports that has a slightly street mentality to it, where it's, you don't go crying to the cops about it, go get yours. Go ahead, go send that, go get that. You crying about something that really isn't something to really be crying about. Go get that. Go handle that. Even if it's until you the one opening your mouth, he gonna pay for it, whether in the ring or out. Then go see him. You know exactly what this dude at. Y'all know each other since y'all were this big. You know what this dude at. Man, go knock on that door. Go see what's right. Go see what. And, all right, let me stop. But go get go feel what you feel you deserve and handle that. Because Lord knows I would not have been able to come home if I didn't. I would not. So I can't at all be okay with him doing what he's doing with this whole lawsuit mess. Like, I'm sorry. That's just not my stilo, bro. It's just not in me. It's not. I can't get with it. It's not. I just can't get with it. And then sad part is this video may slightly get out and people are gonna, you know, we're in an era where everybody has to be 100% in agreement for everyone. Nobody can be in disagreement with anybody. Everybody got to kiss everybody's ass. If you don't agree with them, then you either a hater or you too stupid. Nobody really listens to nobody anymore. Which was hard, which was different for me because how I grew up, I had to make sure I heard both sides and know how to get, and deduce everything. So you got these Devin fans who they act like Devin pay their bills. In a sense, they kind of do because they get views off that stuff. But anyways, they act like Devin really their friend or know them or gonna donate them a kidney or pay a hospital bill. And they really act like they know this dude, and it's like he don't care that much about you, Slim. Like, why are you that serious? Like, when I see people, yeah, and they said it, and I'm not with all that. Like, it's just a boss conversation. Pipe down. It's always the ones who really never boxed before. They got that be the loudest defending these fighters, jock pulling, and it's ridiculous. And my thing is that okay, he still popped dirty. I feel he still should be suspended. I do feel that way. Because as a fighter, you still have to take responsibility and say, oh, damn, I didn't check the way I should have of what I was supposed to take, and I messed up. Like Oscar Valdez did. I really, in my whole heart, believe that Oscar Valdez was not trying to cheat, and he just slipped up. He did not really check everything, and we're in an era we check everything. But it's hard also for me to believe this whole minuscule amount of ostarine and this and the third when your little brother wakes up less than 12 hours after the fight and says he on the prayer man and Allah sent him a vision that he's gonna pop dirty. Come on, Slim. Come on, man. Let's really talk about this. Let's really, really go there. Because you can't, and this is coming from me growing up hearing stories about things that were done. I had a friend, like, let's start with the smallest to the largest of the stories I heard, just the small stuff. Sending women to the fighters' room. Putting some in his orange juice. One fighter like orange juice. I heard a story one time that a guy like orange juice, right? So they did a thing where they cheered like, orange juice and or it was a award or something like that. And they used this as the thing on the Jackie Callum movie. They used some, and I was like, Dad, is that what he said? Yeah, that young happened, man. And then Dad broke it down for me. Um, Skinning the, back then, really skinning the glove, but that's legal back then. Going all the way up to the line, going up to the red sign on it, things like that. But you gotta also take it to effect. If people don't think that another fighter would do that to another fighter, why do you think some of these fighters come to the city that they're fighting in, and whatever place they're staying at, hotel or Airbnb, whatever, the the let's say they got like a water sponsor, they have that water sponsor send them water. They'll have like enough water to get them there and hold them over till that next shipment come in. Or let's say they like a cincher, they'll go out and go like, I've been in some camps where the jump was so like it was so co-op, like, oh, this is how we gotta do this, and I was like, what? And then I remember I had a friend who had a shoulder injury. They go over to the other dressing room, right? We're like, yo, can you get a Toradol shot? They like, nope. Because we don't know, and because we just one of the guys we knew, and he was gonna do the injection. Like they were like, nah, no. It was like advantage for us, because he had already had shoulder problems. Those things happen. You got fighters that go by. I never forget. I was with this one fighter, right, and we're at home, and he said, "Everybody, when we go in this arena, treat your waters like you at a party. If you put it down, get a new one." I was like, huh? Like I heard that before, but God, bro, on this level, this is what we doing? Like, yeah, this is what we doing. And they, go back and look at when Tyson Fury knocked out Deontay Wilder. I think it was the second fight. It was the second fight. He sorry, my body's starting to hurt a little bit. I'm good though. He he's sitting this post fight. He had his suit on. He's sitting on the bar stool, take a question, and some guy goes up to him, gives him a water, and you see Tyson go like he's about to reach for the top, and he stops, and he goes, "Who gave you this?" And he goes, "Oh, the guy that he's talking to goes, oh, from right there." The guy passed to us, asked us. He said, "I went to him, asked, do we have waters?" And he was like, "Oh, so it was him?" He was like, "So it was him?" He was like, "Yeah." Mm-mm. He gave the water right back to him. He said, "Thank you, though." Gave the water back to him. Said, "Thank you, though." Like that's straight up with it, man. But man, this is a dirty game, man. So it's hard for me to fathom that you lose, and as the fight's going on, your family is not loud. Your family faint. Some of them passing out over there. Some of them upset. They were borderline on the Jose Vargas thing. Remember Jose Vargas was like his family really loves him. So when Jose Vargas got caught and got stopped, and his friends like they were like his brothers, like they were crying. It was rough, man. You know, they on that. Devin Haney's family was on that type of time, and they were all just couldn't believe he was taking this licking. Like he was taking this much of a licking. They couldn't they like, oh my, it was because and I get, and the sad part is we in the era where now everything I said in my previous videos all the way up to now about how much heart he showed, how great a shape he was in, how much dog he had in him. They gonna act like I'm some. They gonna that go out the way. They gonna act like I'm some kind of hater because I'm telling the truth. But we my generation like to have shit spoon fed to them. So it is what it is. But this guy literally takes his licking. gets out, and from the time he took that licking, they act like, oh, something got to be wrong, because them don't lose, type of thing. And it was this big. You could tell just how his family was acting. That was on that type of time. And I'm like, this Bama, he took his loss like a man, keep it moving, bro. And then next thing you know, you see that video. Allah told me on the prayer mat that yeah, she's gonna pop dirty, But all praise be Allah. He told me, I'm like, really? Come on, son. Like, we really in a generation where you got to tell everything. If y'all really gonna do something, if that's the case, if you're gonna do something that cold, I was shut the fuck up. Like, not everything got to be broadcasted, but I find it quite peculiar that you say that, then he pops dirty. Like, I'm sorry. Like, is it that much intuitiveness in this, and how religious you are that you got that type of saying? Well, come on, bro. I don't believe it. I don't. So I'm sorry. It's like, you're not gonna make me believe that. I'm sorry. I find it, and I've seen enough crazy. Every time I think I've seen all the craziness I could see in this fight game. Every year, something happens. Why I see something, I go, the, what the hell? And I look at Suge, and Suge be like, hey, if I see your face like that, then I know this ain't right. Like this. But like I said, I hope when I said people were able to unpack that and really understand where I'm coming from with it. Go back, tighten up. You're the better overall fighter than this kid. He only has one punch to beat you. Take his hook away and expose this kid. Because he's been on a downward spiral for years now. Almost. It's just now coming out more. Little by little. Because the ones in the fight game, we know. Now, why I say boxing is not a barbershop. It is a hair salon. So trust me, we all done heard little things over the years about little Ryan and him having his fun and not wanting to train and not wanting to do this, and then he's going here doing it, and now he wants to be this bad boy, and it's like, but he was this goody two shoes, and you coming out on gospel, like, man, come on, bro, man, cut the ball, bro, cut it, bro, cut it. I'm telling you, this is going to be very interesting in 2025, because we all know that 2025 is going to be the big telltale what's going to happen with this fight. And after that, if you're not going to go punch him in the mouth when you see it, because how mad you're acting, Devin, this is coming from, all right, how you doing, buddy? Come on. How you doing? Let's talk. How much you and your daddy talking? Go punch him in the mouth. If you should punch him square in the mouth. It should be one of them situations where you go, let me go talk to you in this room and let's see you walk out first. Not with your whole family, by yourself, as a fight, not with your bodyguards. And pull him, because if you feel that strongly about it, it's like what 50 Cent said. He said, if I'm really that passionate about it, that beeping, every time I see you is a problem. I'll stop. Like, I don't care where I am. It could be right there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to see you about it. Every time, if I feel that passion about it, right there. That's how it has to, that's how I expect it. If Eric Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera, that was a real beef. And none of this happened, and it was a real. None of this happened, and it was a real beef. So you actually know, actually really know if you really want to do that. If not, then whatever comes to 2025, let it go and keep it moving. Man, I gotta get ready for camp tomorrow. I'm gonna go lay on the rest. I appreciate y'all so much for being so caring, patient, and understanding with me, with everything, because it's been a lot. I also want to make sure I say this on live to Big Shug. Thank you. You are the most beautiful woman I could ask for. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything that you did. Because if it wasn't for her, y'all, I would not be sitting right here. For her taking care of me, doing the things she did, I would not be sitting right here doing this episode. So, and you guys, Gentleman Giles, Chop, um, Frankie Chaz, Trey Pound, Metro, Blueprint. Oh my gosh, the list goes on. All y'all being patient. Like, man, we ain't going away. We're gonna wait and watch you when your show start. You be telling it. And I'm like, it's really make y'all feel like that. I appreciate it, man. To mi prima, gracias por todo, mi prima. Te quiero mucho. Siempre. G-Lo, Uncle Sheed, Uncle C's, Uncle Nesto, my whole Hillcrest team. Thank you guys for being patient with me and, pushing me and breaking me down, building me back up. Hard work, Uncle Herb, all y'all, man, because I really appreciate, y'all looking after me and checking on and taking care of me. I was walking gingerly to the fight over the weekend. They were making sure I was okay and everything. And so I'm just really grateful to have that, that much love around me that want to see me do good. And I'm going to make sure I continue to, push hard, going and make you guys proud and keep telling that real stuff every time. At least y'all know when y'all get on here to watch me, y'all want to hear some boxing. Y'all know y'all going to get at least an hour straight of that realness. And I appreciate that from y'all, man. Y'all get some rest. I love y'all, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. Good night, man. I'm out.
If you're looking for a way to power up your nutrients with a plant-based protein powder, then raw vegan plant-based protein is the perfect choice. This vegan protein is packed with essential nutrients to help you stay energized and healthy. With plant-based protein powder becoming increasingly popular amongst health-conscious individuals, it's no surprise that raw vegan plant-based proteins has become a leader in the industry. Whether you're an athlete or just looking to increase your daily protein intake, this vegan protein powder can help you reach your goals. Visit rawvegan.com. Again, rawvegan.com.